Okay, let us begin. Hello, everyone. Good morning. It is September 19th, 2025. And I've never done this before. I have the sunglasses on because I have a hard time making eye contact, even with people that I cannot see, apparently. So we're just gonna work with it like that. I have with me today a real life dictionary, not on the interwebs. It was printed in 1984. I think that's kind of appropriate for what we're going through right now. If you haven't read 1984 by George Orwell, get out there and do it. You will see some surprising parallels. You will probably be disturbed. You should be disturbed. But the reason I have the dictionary today is because a lot of people have been throwing around this word fascism. And I do not think it means what you think it means. So I'm going to read it for you from an actual dictionary that came out in the 80s, before the interwebs, before words started really changing. So here we go. The definition of fascism, as it once was. Sorry, everybody. Oh my gosh. I'm going to take my sunglasses off for a second because I'm not looking at you. A one-party system of government in which the individual is subordinated to the state and control is maintained by military force, secret police, rigid censorship, and governmental regimentation of industry and finance. Okay, there we go. Back up. So, close that up, put it away. So, we do not live in fascism. We just don't. Because if we did, people would not be able to line up in front of our president and shout whatever they want at him. They wouldn't be able to shout their hate at him. They wouldn't be able to shout their opinions at him. They wouldn't be able to shout anything at him. They would get roped up, get taken away by secret police, and maybe we would see them again and maybe not. Okay? That's just, we don't live in a fascist regime. Stop it. Please stop it. Words matter. And by the way, okay, so this is why I made a point to say this dictionary came out before the interwebs. So I was interested to see what the interwebs said was what fascism was. Well, guess what? I have a Android, so I've got the, Gemini AI? Okay. Gemini AI, fascism is a far right, authoritarian and ultra-nationalistic political ideology, and then it goes on with the rest of that stuff I just read out of the actual dictionary. Wow. A fascist can exist under a leftist regime? Leftists can be ultra-nationalistic? Is that what? That does not make any sense, and I don't appreciate them shoving that language, inserting new and biased language into very clear-cut definitions that were not biased one way or the other. That's number one. Bothers the heck out of me. If you see me looking down all the time, it's because I have notes. Because if my pea brain looks over here at like Sephiroth, I might start talking about like Final Fantasy or something, and I don't want to lose the plot today. Maybe some other day. Okay. So, the interwebs. Are they helping? Are they hurting? I'm one of those people that thinks, yes, it was helping up to a point. People are able to engage like this. It's really excellent. As far as medical technology goes, saving lives, that's awesome. Surgeries, just life-saving medical technology. I think that kind of technology moving forward is wonderful. I am of the mind that these things in our pockets, as much as I use it, as much as you do, is probably really bad for us. The social media is probably really bad for us. The internet is probably something that should have stayed on a laptop in our homes and just been restricted to that. And phones should have probably just stayed phones, but we're not there. We're here. So I was born before the internet. I am Gen X. So I didn't really have internet interaction until I was in my probably late 20s. And then I wasn't heavily into it until my mid 30s. So I am very much comfortable without it. I like to still read books where you turn the pages. You know, it's cool. Go out. When they say go out and touch grass, it doesn't mean just go out and touch grass. It means go out and do some real stuff. Don't be, you know, stuck on your screen. Melt your brain. Stinks. So, I had some other things I wanted to read today. And just so, I'm going to make more videos after this. Whatever the engagement is, because I think I'm going to do this just instead of like journaling or, you know, just to get things out. And I don't want to just talk to myself. I want to talk to other people. You don't have to answer. If you don't like me, you can block me. It's a free country. Just don't act crazy, okay? Okay. So I have, second thing. I have my pocket Constitution right here. It has the Constitution and our Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence in it. You can pick this up at Barnes & Noble for, how much did I pay for this? $1.95, $2, $2 American dollars for our rights. We can learn them. Listen, look how thin this is. Look how thin this is for $2. First of all, schools should be handing this out. It's $2. If you want to put my tax dollars somewhere, put them right here. Schools, give this out to kids when they start learning like serious U.S. history, not just, our George Washington was our first president, blah, blah, blah. Also, he was a surveyor at the age of 14. So when you're like, wait for the kids to grow up. Yeah, till a certain point. And then they need to grow up, because when you hit 21 and you don't know what you're doing and you got no skills, it's not good for the rest of us. I'm going off. So sorry. Okay. So again, it's $2. It's that big. You can keep it in your purse. You can keep it in your pocket. You can keep it wherever. I have one in my purse all the time. I was just telling a friend like a few weeks ago that I have a pocket Constitution. I try to read it every once in a while. And she gave me a big compliment. I don't think she realized it. She was like, that is so you. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is, we're going to read a quote by our good friend John Adams. I'm going to take my glasses up again. Okay, here we go. And I'm sorry if I'm not the greatest reader. We have no government armed with power capable of contending with human passions unbridled by morality and religion. Avarice, ambition, revenge, or gallantry would break the strongest cords of our Constitution as a whale goes through the net. Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. Okay, back on. Okay, and I will keep this out because we are going to read the First Amendment today in its entirety. It's this big. There's no reason why we shouldn't know our amendments, guys. They're not long, and they're the foundation of our sweet, sweet, sweet country. Okay, this great American experiment. We got to keep it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that quote by Mr. Adams. Am I going to go out and tell you to just stop what you're doing, find religion? That's the only way we can survive. No, I'm not going to do that. You can handle today's events in any way you see fit. I'm not the boss of you. I can't judge. I'm not God. I don't even know you. So, but the point of that was to say, in short, condensed, if we are not all on the same page morally, this does not work. If you have a mostly Christian religious society running things, and then you have a bunch of atheists, but they agree with the morals that are happening. They're like, yeah, we agree with that. I mean, we should not kill people. We should not beat people. We should not destroy property. We should not steal property. If everyone can agree on those things, game on. We're good. We're good. We're going to sail through the fourth quarter, and we're going to win. But we haven't been agreeing on those things. Sorry. I'm getting all emotional. Here I go. Okay. So we have to agree on what's moral. And it seems like some people are trying to flip the script, get back to what our foundations are. That is what we need to do. If you listen, I'm not a holy roller at all. After the assassination, and that's what it was, and it was the assassination of Charlie Kirk, I did start praying again. I'm not going to run out and start telling my friends that this is what they have to do. I'm not that person. I can only do what I can do, and you can only do what you can do. But we all have to be on the same page for this to work. We all have to be United States citizens again. We all have to be Americans again, proud Americans who want to help our country to endure. Okay, it is falling apart. I hope everyone's not as upset, but galvanized. I hope everyone is as galvanized as I am to change your life just a little bit to make our country a little bit better. And if we all do a little, it's going to be a lot. It will be. I know it. I'm going to read the First Amendment. I'm going to try to calm down a little bit here. I can hear my voice wavering. I've never done this before, you guys. I'm not like a public speaker, and I'm a very emotional person. Big surprise, because I'm a lady, and I'm middle-aged, so very emotional. Okay, First Amendment. Glasses come off again. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Glasses back on. Okay. Let's break it down, y'all. How many people have actually read our First Amendment? Everyone's like, it's the freedom of speech. Well, yeah, but what about the right to peaceably assemble? Not riot. Not riot. Peaceably assemble does not mean rioting. You do not, because you are upset, you do not get to break things. You do not get to set things on fire. You do not get to destroy other people's property. That is not covered by that First Amendment. It says right there, peaceably assemble. I remember I was watching an interview a really long time ago, and I do not remember the person on the other side of it. But I think it might have been Cuomo on one side, Chris Cuomo, who said, where does it say that it has to be peaceful? And the other person was like, in the Constitution? Yeah, in the Constitution. So peaceably assemble does not cover rioting. And let me just say something. When Charlie got shot, and we were all absorbing it and being upset and hurt and devastated by it. We did not loot. We did not blame the police for not doing their job. We did not try to say that everyone's guns should be taken away, because personal responsibility. Personal responsibility. If you want rights, you have to have personal responsibility. So, we did not do any of that. We didn't spit on anybody. Most of us didn't call people names. I didn't. Most of us were just sad. So, when it happened, I was making dinner when I found out the end result. And I didn't watch Charlie Kirk every day. I mostly knew him from other podcasts that I watch. Tim Pool, PBD, Officer Tatum. Shout out to those guys. They don't need my shout out. Those guys are awesome and huge on their own. I'm nobody. But I got so upset, and then in the aftermath of it, it was very hard for me as a excuse me, so sorry. I'm gonna get through this, and I'm not gonna edit. I'm not gonna edit. It was hard for me as a woman to see grown men who are usually tough, who are usually fortified, losing their crap over the death of their friend. And when you see grown men cry like that, you know stuff is going down. You know everything is going down. I was really upset for like a good 3 days afterwards. So, I just, you guys shouldn't have killed Charlie. And you guys shouldn't be saying things in the street like F Charlie. He was so, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, he was such a vanilla Christian. And he just like wanted people to do well in life, and that he wanted women to not destroy their children in the womb. Like, he didn't say crazy things. If you actually ever watch any of his videos, not out of context, but watch one of his videos, watch a good 20 minutes, you will see he was not a hateful person. I'm going to be 45 this year. Excuse me. I'm at the tail end of Gen X. Some people are like, oh, 1980 to 1983, you're a Zennial. I don't subscribe to that, okay? I grew up Gen X. Our parents didn't know where we were. Sometimes we didn't know where they were. You know what? They didn't need to know where we were. It's fine. It's fine. We grew up we didn't have a lot of oversight. We kind of raised ourselves, you know? I always had dirt under my nails. You know, I got a BB gun when I was 9 years old for my birthday. You know, it was a good time. And I've never seen a political assassination. I saw the footage. It really freaked me out. But I've never seen anything like this. And people my age, listen guys, I'm talking to my fellow Gen Xers right now. Listen, we always complain about the boomers. They left us alone. They're not leaving us a lot. You know, there's lots of complaints about the boomers. And not all of them and not all of their qualities were bad. But listen, Gen X dipped out because we were left alone. And we're comfortable that way. But we need to dip back in. We need to dip back in. Listen, Gen X, we need to help these young people. the way that the boomers did not help us, okay? The Gen Z and the young millennials. I want to say this more forcefully, but my freaking voice. We need to help them. We need to show up. I know we feel about the government the way we felt about our parents because of its authority figure. You leave us alone, we leave you alone. You stay over there, we stay over here. You don't need to know where I am in my business. Well, we can't just like hang out in the woods anymore, guys. We can't. We have to help these young people. So that's it for today. Sorry about my voice. I'm sure I'll get better over time. I hope I do. Jeez, so embarrassing. But anyway, this channel is going to be Red Sonja Snow. You can also find me, Red Sonja Snow, on Instagram. I do have an X, but I haven't used it in a million years. I'm also Red Sonja Snow on there. I also have a blog, Red Sonja Snow, on WordPress. I have not touched that in forever, but if you go on there and you like some of my old stuff or you want me to start typing again, you know what? Let's frickin' go. And I will make more videos moving forward. They're not always going to be political. This is definitely not going to be a news show. You know, I might talk about something that's in the news, but I mostly just want to talk about things that are affecting me and things I'm interested in. You know, if you want it, I think next time I'm going to read the Second Amendment and how I feel about guns. You know, it seems to be a controversial subject, but I don't see it as controversial. I see it as very clear cut. We'll cover that next time. And if you guys want to ask me questions, or if you want me to talk about something, or you have comments, please make a comment. When I haven't uploaded, I'm doing this video and then I'm uploading it. I've never put anything on YouTube before. I feel really weird right now. So, you know, like and subscribe and comment, ask me questions, you know, try to be respectful. If you're not, I'm just not going to respond. You know, it is what it is. So, you know, be thankful for this day. Go Bills. And Goonies never say die.